Welcome to part two of the Storytellers Lounge interview with Meg Graham.
Since COVID hit, I got kicked out of the office that I worked at, and I had already started taking workshops with Staten Island Arts, the Center for Arts Education, and also Sundog Theater for being a teaching artist. So I was very fortunate where I didn't know where I was going with my career, but I actually had implemented taking a course just when COVID hit. Staten Island Arts had a great program for teaching artists during the shelter in place. We had workshops and other organizations came in, and we had a lot of support. Because I didn't plan on being a teaching artist. It just kind of happened. I did lives on Facebook where I invite people to come and say, let's make art together. I'm going to take can lid tops and we're going to make mandalas from them. And I would say, come and hang out with me and do it while I'm doing a live. And then eventually I started doing Zoom classes. I made art that was three-dimensional. I did a summer camp at Art Camp for the first in-person thing, which was great. And I've been teaching there since. And then I've been doing summer camp with Art Lab and also after-school programs. Been really fortunate where, because I'd post a lot of things on social media of me teaching, it was enabled me to get other jobs to teaching. And recently I just did a mandala workshop with a group of from Community Access, and this is a program for people that are recovering from mental illness. And so I utilized, we all did like mandalas, and they really liked them. And these people surprise me all the time, where people don't think they're an artist and they really are. I mean, like little kids, I can see there's certain 6-year-olds, I look at their work and I'm like, wow, how did you think of that? But one thing, I just got a review of that class and people were like, oh wow, I really felt like I was an artist, because they were just taking a compass and stuff and doing circles in whatever form it was. And mandalas are very healing. They're very relaxing. You can get very present. I got a grant in 2021 with the New York City Corp grant. I was very fortunate during COVID. And I did a group exhibit at Art on the Terrace, where I invited artists worldwide to send me JPEGs of their mandalas. And the project name was called 100 Mandalas.
Wow.
I ended up getting 103 mandalas.
So you're a very creative person, and you're also somebody that can have problems and overcome them.
2016, I used to commute into the city, and I would take the ferry daily. So one day I'm leaving the ferry, and I fall, and I break my hand. So what did I do? I took photographs of my broken hand, and I call it the Hand Project. So So when you kind of go get through stuff, it's like, I guess with the artist, it's always about making art.
Well, for you, it's always about making art, because you just go forward. And so how do you have that ability?
I have to say, over the years, I've always gone down wormholes and not planned on what I was going to do. For example, the beginning of YouTube, I was involved with all these people doing a 100-day challenge. And this one guy I followed, his name was Rob's Reality on YouTube. And YouTube back in the day, if you didn't have a channel, you couldn't make a comment. So first I made a channel, and since I liked Rob's Reality, and I was always thought of myself as an art girl, I made Art Girl's Reality. And so then, because without a video, you couldn't have a logo. So I started I did videos so I could have a logo. And I used to write music when I was growing up. So I started taking my music and making videos for that, as well as taking and making moving mandalas. Getting older, you reinvent yourself so many times. You're in different communities and all this other stuff. So for about, I don't know, 5-something years, I was on YouTube, and then all people sort of we'd follow each other. It was so much fun. People would come out with video, and we'd all run over and look at it and say it.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, I'm sure in some ways it's that way too, because I watch YouTube a lot. So pretty much Art Girl Reality became my brand, but before I knew what a brand was. When I said it was stuck for a while, and I wasn't doing any work,
Yeah.
I came up with the line called "My River Flows." So I actually would just write the word, and then I did artwork. Let's see. Well, this one has this flow thing happening all over the place.
Yes.
Yes.
It has a lot of energy too.
And so, but since my energy was stuck, that term, "My River Flows," was like almost helping me get out of being stuck. So I mean, I've always been fortunate where I think pushing through and getting through issues, I would use writing and being creative, so I wouldn't have to stay in that unhealthy space. When you're doing art, it's like kind of uncertain, and then all of a sudden something clicks, and then you can dance, and then you start dreaming. So it's like,
Oh, that's a. Say that again.
well,
Something clicks
I
and then you
don't have the exact quote that I did, but
no. But
I
that's
talked about it's like first you're kind of like not sure what you're doing, and then you start dancing, like something shifts because you can like be really frustrated and you I can't get a circle. Oh my gosh, the way this color is, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, when you finally get to a certain place, something happens, and then it's like, oh, I know how to move. And then I'm flying. I'm like dreaming. It's like being in a dream because it's like this is happening, and it's just like it's all beautiful, and you're like, yay, this is cool. It's like listening to music, and you're all in tune. So, I mean, but sometimes it takes a while to get there.
right.
And art is about feeling. Either it pulls different things out of us. One, it can make us calm. Something can make us like feel uptight. And art is about a feeling. It's just like, does it talk to you or not? And then I was really happy when my river started flowing, and then like art was flowing.
This is the end of part 2. Stay tuned for part 3.